The Pacific Ocean is a vast, unforgiving expanse. Its endless blue stretches beyond the horizon, concealing secrets beneath its surface and challenging even the most seasoned sailors. For the crew of the USS Kidd, an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer, this was their office, and sometimes, their battlefield. Every day brought new challenges, and every mission demanded unwavering focus. On June 7, 2025, the sea was calm, but tension simmered on the bridge. The early morning light did little to ease the nerves of the officers, who knew that danger could emerge at any moment. An unidentified vessel had appeared on radar, moving erratically, far from any shipping lane. Its unpredictable path raised immediate suspicion among the watchful crew. It flew no flag, answered no hails, a ghost ship in a lonely sea. The silence from the vessel was as chilling as the empty expanse around it. The captain's face was set in concentration. He'd seen this before. Silence often meant illegal activity. Every instinct told him this was no ordinary encounter. The decision was made. They would close the distance. The crew moved with practiced precision, each person knowing exactly what was at stake. The destroyer's engines roared to life, slicing through the waves, a predator closing in on its prey. The ship surged forward, leaving a foaming wake behind. Every sailor knew their role. Lookouts scanned the horizon, radar operators tracked the target, and the communications team listened for any clue. The bridge was a hive of activity, each station vital to the mission's success. The tension was palpable. They were hunting. Every heartbeat seemed to echo the urgency of the moment. This was more than a routine patrol. It was a mission to stop the flow of illegal narcotics from South America to the United States. The stakes were high, and failure was not an option. The drugs on that vessel were destined for American streets, fueling addiction and violence. Each intercepted shipment meant lives saved and communities protected. For the crew, this was about protecting their homes and communities. Every sailor carried the weight of loved ones back home, fueling their determination. The shadow on the horizon was not just a ship, it was a threat. It represented the unknown, and the possibility of danger lurking just out of sight. The vastness of the ocean offered cover, but today, the USS Kidd was closing in. The destroyer's presence was a warning. No threat would go unanswered. Every second counted as they prepared for interception. Gear was checked, plans reviewed, and nerves steeled for what was to come. The crew braced for whatever would come next. Each sailor stood ready, united by purpose and resolve. Out here there was no backup, only the ship, the sea, and the mission. The hunt was on, and the outcome would be decided by their courage and skill. To understand this chase, you need to know the geography of the drug trade. The USS Kidd was patrolling the Funnel, a notorious stretch of the eastern Pacific, the main maritime superhighway for cocaine heading north. Billions in narcotics flow through here each year, hidden in go-fast boats, fishing vessels, and even makeshift submarines. The area is vast, nearly impossible to patrol fully, a smuggler's paradise. Cartels adapt constantly, using stealthy boats, satellite phones, and traveling under cover of darkness. The vessel in the Kidd's sights was a low-profile vessel, or LPV, long, narrow, and nearly invisible on radar. These boats are built for one purpose: to move drugs undetected. Crews are often desperate, risking everything for a payout that could change their lives. They know the dangers: capture, storms, or being lost at sea. For many, the risk is worth it. This is the human side of the drug war at sea. A Navy destroyer is built for war, but out here it's part of a unique partnership. The Navy has the ships and sensors, but not the legal authority to board foreign vessels for drug busts. That's where the Coast Guard comes in, deploying law enforcement detachments, LEDETs, on Navy ships. LEDETs are elite teams, trained for maritime law enforcement, boarding, and evidence collection. The Navy provides the platform and muscle, the Coast Guard brings the legal punch. On the USS Kidd, the LEDET team was ready, experts in close-quarters tactics and the law. As the destroyer closed in, the LEDET checked their gear and prepared for action. Every detail mattered. A single mistake could be fatal. This joint model is the backbone of America's counter-drug efforts at sea. It's a force multiplier the cartels can't match. Together they form a powerful, effective team. The order came: launch the RIBs. These were no ordinary boats. They were fast, agile, and built for high-speed interception, designed to close the gap between law enforcement and those who would evade them. 2 RIBs splashed into the water, each one loaded with a mix of Coast Guard, LEDET, and Navy security forces, their faces set with determination. Engines thundered to life, propelling the boats forward at breakneck speed. The crew gripped their gear, eyes fixed on the horizon, tension thick in the air as adrenaline surged through every member. Soon the smuggler's vessel appeared, a dark, shadowy shape on the open ocean, growing larger with every second, its intentions unknown. Anything could happen next. Would the smugglers surrender, try to escape, or make a desperate last stand? The situation was unpredictable and dangerous. The worst-case scenario loomed. The smugglers might scuttle their own boat, sending crucial evidence and contraband to the ocean floor, out of reach forever. The team leader scanned the target through binoculars, mind racing through every possible scenario, weighing risks and options in real time. As the RHIBs closed in, the crew spotted 3 men on deck, frantically tossing objects overboard, radios, GPS units, and possibly even bricks of drugs, desperate to erase any evidence. The Ladette team knew they had to act fast. Every second lost meant more evidence disappearing beneath the waves. The RIIBs surged forward, expertly maneuvering to pull alongside the smuggler's boat, engines roaring as they matched the vessel's speed. Waves slapped the hulls as the team leader shouted commands in Spanish, "Alto! Manos arriba!" ordering the smugglers to stop and show their hands. But the smugglers ignored the warnings, continuing to move and dump cargo, determined to get rid of as much evidence as possible before being boarded. The time for negotiation was over. The boarding team steeled themselves, ready for whatever resistance they might face. Grappling hooks and ladders were readied, hands moving quickly and efficiently, every motion practiced and precise. They climbed aboard the moving vessel, risking everything to stop the smugglers and secure the evidence before it was lost forever. Every second was critical. The mission was clear. Stop the smugglers, secure the crew, and search every inch of the boat for hidden contraband. The team moved with precision and urgency, each member knowing the stakes and their role in this dangerous operation. The high-speed chase had reached its climax, the outcome hanging in the balance as both sides pushed to their limits. Every moment was charged with suspense. The next few seconds would determine the success or failure of the mission. The race against time was truly on, a battle of nerve, speed, and determination on the open sea. The first boarding team member hurled a grappling hook, climbing aboard with weapon ready, heart pounding in anticipation. Every movement was calculated, every second critical as the team prepared to face whatever waited on the other side of the rail. The rest followed in swift succession, moving with practiced precision. Within moments, they overwhelmed the smugglers, subduing them before anyone could react or resist. The 3 men surrendered, hands raised in defeat, their earlier defiance replaced by fear and resignation. The reality of capture settled in as they were ordered to their knees. With the crew secured and the threat neutralized, the search began in earnest. Every corner of the vessel would be scrutinized. The vessel was cramped, reeking of diesel and salt water. No comfort, only function. The air was thick, the passageways barely wide enough for a man to squeeze through, amplifying the tension. The team checked every compartment, knowing smugglers are masters of concealment. False walls, hidden panels, nothing could be overlooked. One member noticed the cargo hold's floor seemed too high. A hollow sound when tapped, a subtle clue that something was amiss beneath their feet. The team leader joined him, and together they pried up a heavy metal plate, muscles straining as the truth was slowly revealed. The smell was unmistakable. Raw cocaine, masked with gasoline and chemicals, a desperate attempt to fool the authorities. Beneath the false floor, a hidden compartment was packed with tightly wrapped packages, each one representing a fortune on the black market. Plastic and grease covered the bales, desperate attempts to waterproof them and hide their scent from detection dogs and scanners. The team exchanged glances. This was the moment they'd trained for, the payoff for countless hours of preparation and vigilance. They'd stopped a massive shipment from reaching its destination, disrupting a criminal network and saving countless lives from the grip of addiction. The search was over. Now came the meticulous work of collecting evidence, documenting every package, every detail for the investigation ahead. For the smugglers, there was no more running. Their journey ended in handcuffs, under the watchful eyes of the law. The ocean's vastness couldn't hide them now. No matter how far they ran, justice had found them on the open sea. The mission was a success, a testament to teamwork, determination, and the relentless pursuit of justice. The team began hauling packages from the hidden compartment, each a kilogram of cocaine. Every bale was photographed, logged, and field tested. The result? Positive for cocaine. In total, 525 bales were recovered, over $13 million worth. That's $13 million denied to a violent cartel. The 3 smugglers were arrested, read their rights, and transferred to the USS Kidd. Their gamble had failed. The ghost ship, now a hazard, would be sunk. The Kidd's deck gun fired a single shot, sending the vessel to the bottom, a dramatic end to its journey. Back on the destroyer, the Ladette meticulously packaged and stored the evidence. Every bale was sealed, labeled, and prepared for transport. Maintaining the chain of custody was vital. Any break could jeopardize the case. The work was tedious but essential. This mission combined Navy power with Coast Guard expertise. They'd found the needle in the haystack and brought justice to the high seas. This bust was one victory in a larger fight, Operation Martillo or Campaign Hammer. Since 2012, Martillo has united U.S. and partner nations to disrupt drug trafficking routes in the waters off Central America. The strategy hit traffickers in the open ocean before drugs reach land and become harder to track. The funnel is the choke point. Interdicting a single vessel can take millions in drugs off the market. Patrol aircraft spot targets, warships like the Kid intercept. It's a truly international effort. Navies and law enforcement from across the Americas and Europe work together. Cartels don't respect borders, so neither can the fight against them. This cooperation covers more ocean and sends a clear message. These waters aren't safe for smugglers. Since its start, Martillo has seized hundreds of tons of cocaine and arrested thousands. It's forced cartels to take bigger risks and lose more product. The flow isn't stopped, but every bust is a blow to their business. The USS Kid's success was another strike of the hammer. The war on the water continues. The USS Kid's $13 million drug bust was a clear win. Drugs off the streets, criminals in custody, and a cartel disrupted. The Navy-Coast Guard partnership proved its worth. But it raises tough questions. Should billion-dollar warships chase smugglers or focus on traditional military threats? Some say it's vital. Drug money fuels instability that threatens the U.S. Others argue resources are better spent elsewhere, or that the fight should focus on demand and diplomacy. There are no easy answers. Imagine you're in command. Do you send the destroyers, knowing the costs and risks? Or do you hold them back for other threats? The choice isn't simple. The ocean is vast, the stakes are high. What would you do?